University of Minnesota. He's opposed by his longtime foe, Mike Hastings, third year at Wisconsin. Before that, he was at Minnesota State. Thomas tried to play it back in. That was broken up. Botterill comes back in, puts it in front, trying to get it to Tulk. One of the leading shot blockers in all of college hockey. Now, Javon Moore busting in, fires one up high. Big rebound, hammered at, and that just went wide as the Gophers get their first good offensive look of the evening.
Yeah, and that's what Minnesota has to do, Jim. They got to get...
Bottom of the corner.
Yeah, that's a perfect example there. Hendrickson tried to go with the back, behind the back pass. Good scout. You know, it wears on you a little bit, but they've got to break that streak if they want to start winning some games.
Knocked it free, but instead Wisconsin comes back the other way. Deering across the line, drops it off, quick shot, deflects, goes over the
3-2, and we've already played almost 9 minutes in this first period.
The draw, Badgers control, long drive into Pascual with a man right in his line.
Offensively, and it's going to be one of those games where, who's going to get that break, who's going to make that break.
Comes Wisconsin the other way. Deering across the line. Holds up. He'll peel it in behind. Badgers try the wraparound. Puck comes loose in front, but just didn't get through. And the Badgers come away with the rebound. Now Fitzgerald getting behind. And Gruba speared it off his stick at the last second. Leo Gruba saving himself there. Reaching around, knocking it.
Not happy with that call.
Oh, he's seeing that replay that we just showed you at home. They said they just showed it. They didn't hit him. Is what Bob would say. But in any event, Wisconsin back on the power play. They loaded up. Shot from Osborne. Deflects and goes in. Off the traffic. The shot goes airborne. Drops behind to Pascual. And the Badgers are on the board first.
Yeah, they hammered that from the point, was blocked in front and went straight up in the air. Watch the shot here by Osborne. There it is. Gets deflected on the stick of Jimmy Clark. And no one knew where that puck was until it was over.
Add another game to that. The Badgers back in again. Quick shot. Pascual off the blocker, then catches.
9th shot of the period for the Badgers. Gophers only 2.
Osborne and Montgomery get the assists. Time of the goal himself. Osborne quickly negates him. Now he feeds it across to Gruba, walking in, drops it off. Townsend shot, and the save is made by House.
Gophers on the power play.
Bruno Jean in the penalty box. Minnesota with a chance to tie it up. Their power play has been red hot as of late. Lamb with it for Minnesota. Drops it back. One-time rocket by Moody, and he scores! And he goes right to the students and says, "Let's go!"
But what a play by Brody Lamb as he controlled that puck on the right-hand side, gets it back to Luke Middleston. Watch Lamb here, just control the puck, spots Middleston right over to Moody, and he one-times that pass on the glove side to beat.
Back in on the attack, throws it in front, looking for the tip. Now another shot, and that sailed wide on the short side.
And get after it, because there's nothing that's going to, get you through that neutral zone. It's so clogged, and it's just so reminiscent of all of Mike Hastings' teams.
Long shot, gobbled up by DePass. Mooney gets it to Lamb. He'll hold it along the backboards, and Wisconsin will drain the final seconds off the clock. Now we get some pushing and shoving. And what's a Wisconsin-Minnesota game without some of this?
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
You never partook in any of that, right?
We'll get to our bench brawl in Madison. It's us entering the Badger zone.
But that's really been a thorn for Minnesota as well. We feature on Jackson Lacombe, who's here. Brock Faber. You've had so many elite, and it's relayed out to center. Badgers come in. Botterill drops it back. And that shot. Osborne doesn't bite on that fake, turns it right back the other way. Centering pass right in front, and a huge save by DePasquo. As right on the doorstep was Blake Montgomery.
Yeah, Minnesota couldn't get the puck in. Quick transition for the Badgers. 3-on-1 and
picks it up there. Brings it back to the blue line. Whipple now jumps in. Drops it to Mooney, trying to find an alley. Fires. Hauser the saving, and then he covers it with the glove.
Yeah, you just see what happens, Jim, when that defense get involved in the play. You saw Rumbach go down. You saw Whipple go down. And that just creates so much havoc, and it makes Wisconsin figure out, who do I got to cover? And everything kind of opens up, and that was a really...
Off the face-off. Badgers breaking in. Lutke a shot. Side and out to center. Tassi gets it ahead. Long shot by Osborne. Deflects off and cleared out of the zone.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was just left. He was all by himself there. Really didn't have any play.
Now plays it around to the near side, but Mooney steals. Puts it right in front. Backhander penalty coming up as Ziemer got hooked. And
if you don't make it, you end up turning around.
Now Mooney, he'll bring it in himself. Fires a shot. It was blocked. Mooney after his own rebound. Morrissey trying to take it away from him in the corner. Morrissey still, and the puck back near the blue line. Hendrickson holds it in. Paulson now with it. Still 55 seconds left to go on the power play. Paulson to Clark. Hendrickson parks himself in front of the net. Clark back to Gruba, now to Paulson. Walks in, fires, big save, rebound! Fired through the blue, comes to the near side to Paulson. Sharp angle, scores! Banks it in! And the Gophers power play unit cashes in one more time.
Well, we talked about him in the pregame show. Erik Paulson back in the lineup for the Gophers. And watch this play here. He's just going to surprise Hauser. Takes the shot, and it goes off Hauser's mask into the back of the net. Hauser thought he was going to make that pass down low. Quick shot off the mask of Hauser.
So Minnesota with the lead here.
Here
they come again. Break it away. Moore going right in. He shoots. And it just slid through the pads and came out and just went wide.
Second breakaway of the evening for the Gophers, and Hauser has been tremendous stopping them.
Now Lutke tried to put the backhander under the bar. Instead, he puts it up into the seats. Two great chances for Minnesota as they continue to come roaring back.
Yeah, you just saw Javon Moore, who is flying tonight, tried to go 5-hole, did actually get it through the pads. Of course, a completely different period than it was in the first period. But, you know, what's happening? Minnesota's getting a little bit more aggressive. They're activating, as you had mentioned, Jim, and they're getting pucks in deep. And so they're really keeping the game pretty simple. And that's why they're having the success that they're having in this period.
Lamb floats with him.
And, of course, the power play, right?
That power play is money. Mooney tips it down. Score! Deflected in! What a deflection by Ziemer! And Minnesota's now up by a pair.
Throw things at the net and good things will happen. And LJ Mooney holds that puck in right at the blue line. The Badgers try to clear it, and there's Mooney, just holds that puck in, throws it at the net. Brody Ziemer just gets his stick on it, goes high over the glove of Hauser to give the Gophers a 3-1 lead.
Badgers do. You can see the shot disparity here in this second period as Minnesota is outshot back and Dexheimer keeps it alive. Finley lets the shot go and pinballs off the traffic in front, ends up in the near corner. Johnson, second time tonight they've held the Badgers without a shot, now 1 for 3. With the extra man is Wisconsin. Back in, drop pass, quick shot, deflects in behind, wraparound attempt, and that ends up back behind the Gopher cage. Deering had that last chance. Now here's Mo across the line. Long shot over the top of the net. Rebound in behind. Phelan tied up by Hendrickson. He steals it. Hendrickson puts it right in front. And Lutke couldn't get it to go.
Oh, the hard work by Hendrickson down in the corner. Just winning battles. Comes out front. And Lutke all alone. Watch the hard work by Hendrickson. Gets the puck. Spots Lutke. And Hauser again with another terrific
player night after night.
Well, I hate to go back to, to my career, but hey, my freshman year, Butsy Erickson, Scott Bukestad, Steve Griffith, they were the guys, right?
Okay.
And then all of a sudden they leave, right? So you go into your sophomore year and they look at you and you're like on the back end for the Gophers.
Here we go, third period underway. Wisconsin has their work. Clark after it there. Puts it in behind. Moore had his stick taken out of his hands.
Ooh.
Knocked away from him, but he stays in pursuit. Osborne rolls it in behind. Montgomery right on the doorstep. DePasquale sprawls, and he's got it under his glove and holds on.
That's it. Don't let him near your goaltender.
And DePasquale.
Good recognition here by DePasquale. That puck's going to come right out in front. Montgomery tried to pull it and put it past DePasquale. Kind of went right over him. And there you see Pritchard saying, you know what, stay away from my goaltender.
But you see DePasquale reach up and pull him back, saying, hey, don't take a penalty. Gophers keeping it in the Wisconsin zone. Paulson and Pritchard. Double team Dexheimer. Now it comes to Pritchard, puts it on goal. And Hauser gobbles it up and takes the draw. Gets it back to the point. That shot again hit the traffic in front, deflected high in the air.
McLaughlin made a great play.
Zemer it was.
Or was it Brody Zemer? Look, yeah, Brody Zemer recognized that puck.
Well, they've already seen one like that tonight that deflected high in the air and ended in. Zemer making sure it doesn't happen again as he gets vertical. Across the blue. Stood up by Gruba. Gets it over. Long shot deflected by DePasquale. Goes over the glass off the netting and out of play. Fights to get it back. Talk. Feeds over to the near side. Monroe back to Talk. Going in. DePasquale, the big pad save. Get up there. Gruba gets hooked by Montgomery. That lets the puck turn to the Badgers' way, but now Montgomery centering pass, shot is blocked, follow-up shot, rolls to the side of the net, and then it's pushed over to the far. Morrissey had it picked off. The goaltender has gone to the bench for Mike Hastings.
Yeah.
So extra attacker with 3:40 to go.
Yeah, it looked like since they burned their timeout, you could see all three coaches were talking.
Here's a shot at the empty net. Teddy Townsend's got it. And it's 4-1 Minnesota.
Well, that didn't work out for the Badgers as they pulled their goalie with about 4 minutes to go. And Minnesota breaks the puck out, and Teddy Townsend was the recipient of that pass. And it starts right here with DePasquale, who makes the pass out of the zone or up the sidewall. Which
back to the point. Hensler bobbles it. It comes out. He's got to retreat. 35 seconds left. Chasing it for the empty net. They score, but the official is waving it off.
Oh, offside.
And now we get some pushing and shoving along the near boards. Thomas gets a hold of Ejon.
Whipple in there. It's not a Badger series unless you have a little rough stuff.
Time now for the save of the game, and it's not very often a goaltender take is about to come to a conclusion, and the Badgers now will have lost 5 straight. To Pasquale, one more save. The puck heading towards the net. It's underneath.
Oh, there.
And now we're going to get some more pushing and shoving here. The Pasquale has smartly gotten himself out of the fray.
Yeah, Badger came in and gave a last shot there, and that started all of it. And I believe it was Palatachek who came in and gave Jimmy Clark a shot.
Still have Clark, and
The Pasquale was involved.
Has said all along his team has worked hard. They've had their chances 5-on-5, just weren't rewarded, and tonight they are. The drought is over, and Minnesota gets back in the win column for the first time in 8 games. They beat their arch rivals, the Badgers, 4-1 the final here tonight. Mike Hastings and his team, they'll have to go back to the drawing board for game 2. They now are looking to end a losing streak that is now stretched to 5 games.
Well, you know, you dissect the game. It was